Hi there and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat. I am an RD to be. I also happen to be anti-MLM. So today you can watch me rage about Plexus products. So Plexus naturally is a multi-level marketing company. If you're not familiar with those or why the business model is unethical, I'll leave some links in the description below, but that is not what this video is about. This video is about looking at their products from the perspective of someone who is soon to be a registered dietitian and nutritionist. So first things first, Plexus's whole thing is gut health, which I, in a way, kind of love because gut health is actually like a pet area of interest to me. For my big long paper that I had to write for the end of undergrad, I actually chose modulating the gut microbiome for the treatment of overweight and obesity as my subject, and I really loved digging into it and just learning more about this field that is still very new, very young, very much needs more research, and is still developing kind of quickly, kind of not. Like I said, there's a lot more research that needs to be done when it comes to gut health and what strains of bacteria do what. So that's the first thing I want to say, is that the world of gut health and what works and doesn't work and what different strains can or can't do for you and how effective they are at doing that thing that they say it can do for you is still very unknown in a lot of ways. So this company that's like, oh yeah, we've got all these products that are going to fix your gut health, kind of rubs me the wrong way because, I mean, these products aren't being tailored to specific people. And again, we just don't know for sure what some of these strains are going to do and how well they're going to do it. So the first product that I want to talk about is their infamous pink drink. The pink drink that you can see their reps chugging all day, every day. They put it on Reels, they put it on TikTok, they put it on their Instagram story, they put it on Facebook, everywhere. This pink drink is everywhere. It's like the hallmark of a Plexus rep. If you see someone chugging a pink drink, it's probably a Plexus rep. Anyway, so I was looking at this, and first of all, the price seemed kind of really high to me. It comes out to $3 a packet for a dietary supplement. And naturally, all dietary supplements, whether they're from an MLM or not, none of them are going to be reviewed or approved by the FDA because none of them have to be. So none of them are going to be, because that is a lengthy, expensive process that no company, again, MLM or not, is going to go through if they don't have to. However, this company, Plexus, also doesn't have any other third-party verification, so what they say is in their products might not actually be there, might not be there in the amount they say it is, or there might be some extra things that they've snuck in that they didn't tell you about or put on the label. So I, with dietary supplements, just always want to throw that caution out there, again, whether it's from an MLM or not. Dietary supplements are kind of a crapshoot sometimes. So, of course, all these products, and again, any dietary supplement product is going to have that little asterisk down below, fine print, these claims have not been reviewed or approved by the FDA, and that's normal. That is not a ding against Plexus at all because, again, same goes for every dietary supplement company. Anyways, this pink drink that all of them are like touting and saying is so amazing and helps them so much, da-da-da-da-da, I was looking at it and it's called their Gut Microbiome Activating Powder Drink. And so I was looking at it, I was like, okay, I was looking through the fact sheet, and then I realized that this product isn't even a probiotic. There are no bacteria in this product. There are no colony-forming units or CFUs of bacteria in this product. This product is just a prebiotic. Now, the difference between a prebiotic and a probiotic is a prebiotic is basically food for the bacteria, so fiber, basically. Fiber and different polysaccharides or even some simple sugars, depending on what the type of bacteria it eats. Probiotics are the bacteria themselves. So different products will be a prebiotic, again, like that's just the fiber, that's the food for the gut bugs, and the probiotic would be the actual gut bugs and bacteria strains themselves. There can also be something called a synbiotic, which is a marriage of the two and has both the bacteria that are meant to be like seated in your gut and some of the fiber that would benefit that particular species of bacteria. That is a synbiotic because it's synergistic and works together. This $3 packet drink that they're chugging all the time is a prebiotic. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't even have the actual bacteria in it. And again, prebiotics, you can just eat fiber, like you can just eat whole fruits and vegetables and get different kinds of fiber and different kinds of starches and polysaccharides to feed the good kind of bacteria in your gut. Like you could pay $3 for some real food and eat that instead of this probiotic. Other things that are probiotics are green tea and coffee, and that is actually one of the ingredients in this packet is green coffee. And I'm like, okay, maybe just have your coffee in the morning. It's very common, or green tea or something like that again are still prebiotics and have the same ingredients that you don't have to pay $3 a packet for. And one of the other ingredients that it has is, let me make sure I pronounce it right because I will not, xylo-oligosaccharides, or XOS. So from the name, xylo-oligosaccharides, oligosaccharides are just a chain of sugars, so oligos and a few. So not like a polysaccharide as in many, but a few. So it's more than like a single sugar, a simple sugar, but it's not quite like a complex carb either. That's what all oligosaccharides are. But the name, xylo-oligosaccharides, I'm like, oh, like xylitol? That 0-calorie sweetener that you can pick up at the grocery store in a big old bag for like $5 and have like 50 servings in your coffee or tea every morning to sweeten it a little. That xylitol? Why are you paying $3 for a stupid little packet when you can just have your coffee sweetened with xylitol in the morning? Why? So that's my first gripe with this stupid little pink drink, is that it's a prebiotic that you don't really need. Okay, you can get prebiotics in your food for much cheaper and actually just be buying real food that you need to buy anyways, and that food, that like real food that you would eat, like fruits or vegetables or even coffee, have other things in them that are beneficial to your body. This little packet of powder that has pretty much those 3 ingredients in it isn't going to have any other vitamins or minerals or any other polyphenols. That's just a fancy word for chemicals in plants that are good for you that aren't vitamins. None of those are in this little packet. So just eat some whole foods, some whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, and you will get some prebiotics. You don't need this product to do it, and you don't need to pay $3 a day at minimum, because this is also in the instructions. You can take it 1 to 2 times a day. If you're taking it 2 times a day, that's an extra $6 a day, okay? And they say Starbucks is expensive, you should just join this, and no, you don't need this. Oh, one of the other things that really grinds my gears about this product in particular is that the packaging, big and bold on the packaging, is it's part of their Plexus Slim line. I hate this type of marketing for so many reasons. So many reasons. They're supposed to be, they are trying to promote health and gut health and a healthy lifestyle, and then they have all these products called Slim Plexus. And some of the products included in the Slim Plexus line are like appetite suppressants, fat burners, carb blockers, which we'll get to. Don't you worry, baby. We will get to those products. And it just drives me nuts when I'm like, first of all, there is no way to like cheat losing weight, right? Like you can crash diet and lose it quickly and gain it all back. You can try buying all these supplements that will at most do maybe like 2% of the work. The other 98% you still have to do yourself. And I just really don't appreciate when they're trying to sell health and wellness and then throwing slim into the mix, right? Like you don't have to be slim or lean or skinny or any of those other words, whatever images that conjures to your mind. You don't have to be that to be healthy. As I was digging through their product fact sheet for their microbiome activating thing, I also noticed that one of the other bits of fine print talked about a study. So when they say like, oh, like studies shown that it may help improve weight loss, first of all, it's their own study that they did and they funded, so that's totally not going to be biased at all. And second of all, their results didn't find a clinically significant difference in weight loss. The most difference was like 2.2 pounds over 8 weeks that participants that had this microbiome activator versus the ones that didn't lost a tiny bit more. It wasn't even a significant difference. So you really don't need this product. It's not going to help you lose weight. You don't need it to get prebiotics. You can get prebiotics from your food that you would normally eat anyway. And it's also supporting a multi-level marketing scheme, so no reason to buy it at all. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is their Vital Biome / their Probiome 5 products. Now I've actually got to hand it to Plexus on these 2 products. They are not, they're not bad. They don't look that bad. The pricing on them is not insane. I think they're about $45 for a 30 count, and 1 tablet is 1 serving, so it is 30 servings in that little jar that you get, and that's actually fairly comparable to a lot of other probiotics out there. There's one that I have used at times that has 15 or 16 different strains in it that's about $30 a bottle. It's the Garden of Life Women's Health one. I'll link it down below if you care. And that one is about 93 cents a tablet, a serving. That's the Amazon price. I'm sure it's different if you pick it up in stores because Amazon is always just a little bit cheaper. So that's not a huge difference. It's like $1 versus $1.50. So like $30 for 30 versus $45 for 30. This hand being the Garden of Life one or similar ones, and this one being the Plexus one. So the price difference isn't as insane as some of the other things I've seen MLMs mark products up for. And actually looking at some of the strains in the Vital Biome. In the Vital Biome one, they include 2 what they call Psychobiotic strains, and these 2 strains actually do have a fair amount of research behind them. One resource that I'm going to link down below is called a Probiotic Guide USA, and it's been developed in Canada, and it is an ongoing collection and review of all the research that we have on gut microbiome changes that can be beneficial. So if you go to their website, you can actually click on adult health, and then you can go, if you hit the little search bar, you can hit filter, and you can filter by mood and affect, right? So Psychobiotic is supposed to help with depression, anxiety, things like that. So low affect, you can filter by that. You can filter by weight management, you can filter by diarrhea, you can filter by several different things, and this website will actually bring up products that have those strains that are researched, and then if you click the little plus button, it actually ranks the research, right? So it has ranks 1, 2, and 3 for how strongly the evidence backs these claims, like this effect of that probiotic. So rank 1 is very strong, right? There's like randomized clinical trials that have shown significant outcomes. Rank 2 is not randomized clinical trials, but that still showed outcomes. And then rank 3 is expert opinion. So rank 1 is the strongest, rank 3 is the lowest. So I will leave that link down below because it is really useful. And one of the things I did find on there was I filtered by mood and affect, and I found a probiotic that is gluten-free, doesn't matter, but it has the 2 strains that Plexus was highlighting as those psychobiotic strains. And they do actually have a good amount of research behind them. It was a rank 1 level of evidence. So again, I gotta hand it to them on this one. This probiotic actually doesn't look atrocious to me, either in what's in it or the price. So I still don't recommend buying it because, again, I don't recommend supporting multi-level marketing companies. But again, I gotta give credit where credit is due. So the ProBio 5, very similar. It just has 5 strains instead of 11. There are 11 strains in the Vital Biome one. They're just different strains, not quite as many. The ProBio one, I do have a couple gripes with the ProBio one. I lied, I'm sorry. The ProBio one has protease enzymes in it, which again, I'm like, why are these in this product? You don't need that. First of all, your body produces some types of protease. Protease is just an enzyme that breaks down protein, right? So the fact that we eat protein and get benefits from it really just solidifies the fact that we produce our own protease enzymes and we can assimilate some of that protein that we eat. Some of the proteases in this probiotic are geared at like plant matter that we can't normally break down, right? So fiber is not like digestible. We can't get energy out of that as a human. Bacteria can. That's why fiber feeds the bacteria instead of you, right? Because your bacteria can break it down and eat it, and that's their food, and they derive energy from it. So it has these proteases in it, and I'm like, why? It's just my question. Like the protease enzymes that we need to get energy and benefits from our food, we produce, and then the ones that would break down the fiber and things, the bacteria produce. So I don't know, it just seemed weird to me that it was in it and unnecessary. It's kind of like the Herbalife digestive enzymes one, where it's like, unless you have like pancreatitis or something like that, you don't need additional digestive enzymes in your body. Your body makes them on its own. So that was really my only gripe with the ProBio 5. Oh, okay, yes, this was another one that made me rage. It's another one in the Plexus Slim line. So again, the fact that it's just called Plexus Slim just makes me rage anyways. But then on top of that, it's called Hunger Control. Guys, I am so over people trying to suppress or ignore or just never have any kind of hunger cues. Your body is supposed to have hunger cues. It's okay to be hungry, and it's okay to eat when you're hungry. Why is this such a problem to people? I don't get it. Ugh. Okay, so this hunger control product, again, it's a little powder packet that is, again, $3 a serving for some inexplicable reason. And it's fiber, it's polysaccharides, it's polydextrose. Yeah, it's polydextrose, which is a synthetic soluble fiber. Polydextrose you can always find, you can also, not always, also find in like cereals and things like that, to add more fiber to cereal. So if you get like, I don't know, like Special K or Kashi or something like that are like, we're super high fiber, those probably have some polydextrose in it too. So you could just eat products like that. Or again, if you want some natural forms of soluble fiber, beans, oatmeal, fruits like pears and blueberries and strawberries and delicious things, you can have and you can get that fiber, because fiber does have a not hunger suppressing. Fiber will help you feel fuller longer. So the instructions for this product are to drink it before your meal. And fiber will slow down gastric emptying. So it makes food stay in your stomach for longer. There's food in your stomach for longer, you feel fuller longer, right? That's how this hunger control product works. You can do the same thing by having, you know, whole high fiber foods in your meals, or you can have like a first course of, you know, like some celery or carrots or bell peppers or an apple or whatever before you get to like the main part of your meal, if you want to have that fiber in your stomach before you eat the rest of your meal. And again, an apple's like $1, okay? Like you could eat an apple for $1 before you eat lunch versus paying $3 to drink this little packet before your lunch, and the apple is going to give you more vitamins and minerals than the little packet is, and it's cheaper. I don't see a loss here. Like you just don't need these products. There are other ways to achieve the same thing, because what it's doing for you is not that extraordinary, and you can do it for cheaper, and you can do it in a way that will actually give your body more nutrition. You don't need this. One of the other products in their Plexus Slim line is a whey protein. It's I think it's called their lean protein, which again, slim, lean, skinny, svelte, whatever. All those little marketing buzzwords just grind my gears. So of course I don't like it already, because it's like, lean protein, whatever. Okay, first of all, this whey protein only has 15 grams in a serving, which is kind of sad. Like in the protein powder world, like 15 grams is kind of a bare minimum. Most protein powders have at least 20, and some of them have up to 50 in a serving. This has 15. If you make it as directed, which has you make it in like skim milk, which, gross. I don't say that just because I don't drink milk anymore. I say that because skim milk is just water pretending to be milk. If you make it as directed and mix it in with milk, A, not only does that make it more expensive for a serving because you have to buy the milk to mix it into, and B, that gets it up to 24 grams of protein, which is a more competitive number compared to other protein powders. But again, it's like, okay, I could take my protein powder that has 30 grams of protein, mix it in with some milk, and have like 40 grams of protein. This Plexus stuff still isn't competing as well with other products that are cheaper and have more protein per serving. And it also has some vitamins and minerals mixed in with it. And at this point, most protein powders do as well, especially if you find protein powders that are more geared as like a meal replacement. There are so many of those on the market. You can find them cheaper per serving, you can find them with more protein in them, and you can find some that are NSF certified for sport. So I will leave that link in the description. I've talked about NSF certified for sport before in my Arbonne video when I was talking about that powdered protein from Arbonne. NSF is a third-party company that will test and verify that what a supplement company says is in their product is A, actually there, B, in the quantities that it's supposed to be, and C, nothing else has snuck in there. So no anabolic steroids, because that has happened in the past. Like people have had things that were spiked with anabolics or spiked with like ephedrins to spur weight loss and things that are illegal to have in those products. So I just always like the peace of mind of having my protein powders be third-party certified. And again, even with these companies paying for third-party verification, it's still cheaper per serving for some of these powders. And you can also, the link that I'm going to leave in the description for the protein powders, you can filter by free of claims. So if you want a vegan protein powder, you can filter and find a vegan protein powder. If you want one that's whey, you can filter and find one that's whey. And finally, the last two products that I want to talk about are, again, in their Plexus Slim line. It's all under their weight management tab if you go to their store, which don't go to their store. You don't need to go to their store. You don't need to buy anything from them. But one of them is called a carb blocker. Carb blockers drive me freaking nuts for so many reasons. First of all, the fear of carbs that is still like so prevalent just, it drives me nuts, you know? Like, carbs are your body's preferred fuel source. They can help drive your workouts. They can help, you know, have you perform a better workout because your muscles have that energy to burn because they need those carbs to burn. Okay, protein builds the muscles. It doesn't fuel your muscles. Not normally anyways, they can, but that's a whole lengthy process. Your body wants carbs. There is a time and a place for carbs. You do not need to be afraid of carbs, especially carbs from whole foods, like fruit. And carrots. Carrots are not too sugary. I still hear some people say carrots are too sugary of a vegetable. No, they're not. Eat your freaking carrots if you want to. Anyways, carb blockers, what they claim to do is to stop your body from absorbing carbs so that you don't get any of the calories from them. Carb blockers, there's a lot of conflicting research, but the overall picture is not good. So what carb blockers do is, most of these are derived from white kidney beans. Fun fact. Most of it is a little substance that's derived from white kidney beans, and what this little substance does is it keeps the enzymes, it's called alpha amylase, amylase proteins, I mean they are proteins, amylase enzymes break down carbohydrates. You have salivary amylase in your mouth that will start to digest carbs in your mouth when you eat it, and then you have pancreatic amylase that comes out of your pancreas that will continue to further break down carbs once they've made it past your stomach. Your body makes different kinds of amylases. So this carb blocker occupies alpha amylase so that it can't go down and break apart some of those carbs that you've eaten. But here's the thing, most of the time these carb blockers are advertised as like, you can have your cake and eat it too, you can have cookies, you can have ice cream, you can have chocolate, and you can have all these different things and not get any of the calories. Alpha amylase breaks down complex carbs. Cake, ice cream, cookies, chocolate, whatever else, pizza, whatever, don't tend to have very many complex carbs in them. This alpha amylase enzyme isn't usually working on those kinds of carbs. So the carbs that it's gonna block, if you're having this for like a cheat meal right before some ice cream or something, it's not gonna be very effective against it. And even if you were having some complex carbs, again, very mixed results. There was one study that showed a carb blocker that bound up to 97% of the alpha amylase proteins and yet only blocked 7% of the carbs from being absorbed. So the amount of enzymes that are occupied and not doing their job does not directly translate to a proportion of carbs not being absorbed. It just means the rest of the enzymes that haven't been blocked by that carb blocker just go overtime and do the work that the others are slacking on. And again, even if these do work a little bit, it's only going to be doing like 2% of the total work that goes into losing weight. Sorry, I know so many people wish carb blockers worked so they could have, you know, have their cake and eat it too and not have to like pay the consequences of it, but that's just not a reality. Sorry. And then the last one, Metaburn, it's a fat burner. Fat burners also drive me nuts because again, fat burners, even if they do have some effect, it is just the tiny little icing on top of a good diet, physical activity, hormone level management, and stress reduction. Like, you've got to do all those things first before that little tiny edge that a fat burner might give you is really going to help with. It's going to do like that last 2%, maybe, if it even works. Most of the time, honestly, if there's a product that genuinely speeds up your metabolism enough to be significant in weight loss, it's prescription. You're not going to be able to get it from an MLM. And again, most of the time, those prescription drugs that are for weight loss that do speed up your metabolism have side effects, and they're not meant for long-term use. Most of them you won't ever see prescribed for more than a year at most. And usually those side effects are usually related to your heart, because it also kind of makes your heart go into overdrive. So unfortunately, some of the side effects can include like heart disease or heart attacks, myocardial infarctions, things like that. So again, if these fat burners really truly worked and did that kind of a job, they would be prescription and you wouldn't be able to buy them through an MLM or over the counter or anything like that. So again, sorry. Don't get me wrong, I too wish I could just pop a pill and have like all this, some of the weight that I want to lose just go away. Like, that'd be great. That would be amazing. Like, I would eat cake and chips all day, you know what I mean? And that's just not the reality. So, of all the products that I looked at, really the only one that I didn't have a lot of gripes with were their actual probiotic ones. And the rest of them just aren't worth the money. You can get the same effect through real food and get that real food often more affordably than these products would be. And some of them just don't have a lot of research behind them showing that they work. So, in conclusion, don't buy anything from Plexus. Like I said, I'll leave some links in the description for that probiotic guide, for the protein powder thing, all kinds of things in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love for you to comment like which MLM that's nutrition focused that you would love for me to look at next. Beachbody and Herbalife are definitely on my radar. They are very high up on my list of MLMs to look at the products for, so I'm thinking maybe Beachbody might be next, but let me know if there's something different that you want to see. And if you want to follow me on Instagram or anything else, my link tree will also be below, and you should definitely go follow me on Instagram. I post some like reels and TikToks, and I think I'm funny. It's mostly like dietetic intern humor, but I think I'm funny. You should go follow me. Okay, bye! Thank you!